Yeah, composition book. Boy, never seen it before in my life. Bought to a ring, but. Well, I guess that's better than your cell phone.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'll get up on stage with a composition book. You know, it's not to say my Hulk Hogan impersonation. Very, very exact these days.
Oh, Bullet, did his place? What was that? His thing closed down or something, Bullet? No. Yeah, his
beat shop.
Yeah, it closed. But one guy told me that. I guess there's a restaurant and the beat shop, and it was just the whole restaurant thing they shut down.
Well, restaurants are a risky gamble. The beat shop's probably a better bet.
Yeah, I thought it was all one big thing. They said those two different things. And of course, you know the internet don't verify that. They just
he's not a restaurant mogul. Pasta Mania didn't work. You know that
that should be the thing that would. I mean, just get you a little. But I mean, you see these little mom and pop little sandwich shops that you wonder how in the world does this place stay open? Is it really that?
It's a long time. You can't go into any type of business just trying to make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
You got to bring a little bit of heart to it and be a little bit different.
I would have put the Hulk Hogan logo on one of them sandwich trucks. I think I'd have done that way. If it don't work, you can always use the truck as like a ring truck.
A food truck's not a bad idea.
Yes,
food truck is definitely a good idea.
That way you can hit in and out before the state comes.
And and there's no random building.
Yeah, I love that. Well, yeah, maybe a little something later on for Bullet Jake Manning sandwich shop.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll drive it. I'll drive my truck.
Of course.
We won't get no help.
Of course, yeah, I know. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the edition of Dad, You Don't Work, You Wrestle. You hear the claps. You know what time it is. George, how was your weekend?
Bullet, I am so fired up this week, Bullet. I am so excited about what all's fixing to happen. Of course, we know Halloween's coming in a few days, and then, of course, well, next week, actually. But right after that, of course, my favorite time of the year, Bullet. Snow is in the air. I've heard it a little bit, up north a little bit. Thanksgiving's coming, and then Christmas, of course, WrestleCade will be stuck right in the middle. Yeah. Big time wrestling's coming. This area, Bullet, I think we both can agree that it's the next few months is going to be pretty good for professional wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot going on. But this past week I had a great time. I want to thank, before I forget, Bullet, I want to thank this past Sunday I went to New Hope Baptist Church right up outside of Marion. On Old Fort Road. I went up there Sunday. Of course, we were scheduled it 3 weeks ago. The big rain came, but just a great place, boy. Just down home. I mean, a lot of good fans of this TV show were there. I don't know if that's good or bad, Bullet, but just some good people. And I got to speak there Sunday morning, and it was just you felt like going home, Bullet. It wasn't nothing fancy, just a bunch of laid back people. Notice, as I said, nothing fancy, and T.O. walked right by. Perfect timing, okay? That was great, Bullet. Of course, Saturday night, AML returned back to Southside Rec Center there in High Point. Had another great turnout, Bullet. Great matches. Just everybody had a great time. So I had a great weekend myself, Bullet. Thank you so much. And then, of course, something I want to mention real quick, Bullet. We are only a few days away. Of course, one more last plug. Of course, this coming Saturday. Folks, this ain't just an opportunity to see me and my great co-host here at this event, but boy, it's for a good cause. The Carolina Saw Dogs is this little AU baseball team, little fellas, and it's to help them raise money for their trips and these tournaments and stuff like that are not free. So
absolutely, because when I was in AAU, my family was lucky enough to take me all the way to, I believe, oh gosh, where'd we go? I'm drawing a blank. It was Ohio. It was Brea, Ohio, because I was competing in the track meet. So at AAU, and I know there's a lot of families, and sometimes that costs a lot of money and stuff like that. So that's very expensive. I was lucky enough that my parents saved up a lot of money, but I remember I qualified one year. I couldn't go because my parents didn't have enough money, and hopefully that doesn't happen for some of the kids that are benefiting.
I know.
From that.
Can you imagine a heartache, folks?
Yeah.
So if
my parents had to save up an entire year, and I had to be good enough the next year to qualify again. But anyways, yeah. So
well, we hope everybody this Saturday, if you get a chance, and I remember the building like it's the back of my hand, R.O. Huffman Center. Not to be confused with our favorite place to eat down the street, R.O.'s Barbecue. Yes. So, folks, go get you some barbecue if you want, but then please come out. Bullet, if y'all get a chance to
kind of on the way. If you
it sure is. Oh my gosh, Bullet, it sure
ROs
is.
to ROs.
Oh, I love it. You can't get lost. Just punch in ROs, a GPS it, Bullet, if you're at new school, and it'll pull up all that. So, and one more quick thing, Bullet, got a lot going on here today. Just hot off the presses. I'm telling you, this thing is so hot off the press, Bullet. It is still pressed. My brand new promotional, one of my favorite pictures that everybody's heard all the talk about it, Bullet. You may have been one of the lucky ones back in the day to actually get this photo on the front of one of the Hasbro wrestling rings, Bullet, that was pretty cool to be going through Zayre's shopping center at that time, not Walmart, and pushing in and see me on that box. So, but with all that being said, it's took a long time, Bullet, but it will make its debut this coming Saturday at R.O. Hoffman Center. My brand new publicity picture, of course, just me and the Ultimate Warrior. One of my favorite shots, Bullet. It's been all over the world. It's just a great photo.
Great shot of Ultimate Warrior.
It sure is. I am on here. This is my back.
You look all right in it. No offense, George. You look all right in it.
This is me getting knocked out. Okay, I promise you, I would not take that claim to fame to anybody else. So it will be purchased there. All proceeds go to the kids. Mine. Okay. Yeah. Very Ricky Morton is what that was. But anyway, if you get a chance, folks, come by our gimmick table and say, hey, I want to thank my great co-host for locating that picture, Bullet.
Well,
so, and just helping me get all that done today. So I want to thank everybody, Bullet. Of course, the book's doing good. You will be leaving our major studio here in just a little bit for some more comedian stuff.
Yeah,
right?
Open mic tonight. I performed in Greenville, South Carolina. The Greenville, brand new club, Greenville, South Carolina, Greenville Comedy Zone. If you live in the Greenville area, I highly recommend you go to that club.
Oh boy, I'm excited.
They've got Darnell Rawlings, Ashley Larry from the Chappelle Show coming in. They also have Dave Coulier from Full House. He's going to be there.
Oh brother,
it's a really awesome, very cool club, just above a really nice restaurant and a really nice part of Greenville, South Carolina, which I didn't realize Greenville was very nice.
I know. I didn't either.
I do a joke about 1841, and I thought I was going to be transported to 1841. So the fact that I was actually in a very nice, upbeat neighborhood in Greenville, South Carolina, I was very impressed with it. So I did that last Thursday, and then I performed improv all weekend long. 3 shows of improv this weekend. I kind of tweaked my knee a little bit on the Late Show, and it keeps with my theme of me, kind of hurting my knee doing wrestling stuff, because I tweaked my knee at an improv show doing an impersonation of Macho Man Randy Savage. I find it funny that I was jumping around and doing a game called Seriously Active, where I'm jumping and doing burpees, and that's fine. But the second that I pretend to be Macho Man Randy Savage, I hurt my knee. Yeah. So maybe there's a cryptic message or some irony there that probably needs to tell me something.
And let me state that it was not the comedian there that tweaked the knee. It was the pro wrestler.
It was the pro wrestler being a pro wrestler, playing around with that. So I did improv there, but no, I will be this weekend. I am taking off for Northeast Wrestling this Friday. Matt Hardy's there, Robbie E, Mickey James, a whole bunch of other people. Booker T, I think's there as well. Wow. And then as soon as that is done, wrap up, get in a car, drive straight back. I got an improv seminar at 3 o'clock, and like I told you, I will be right in Drexel with you Saturday night. It's a little bit before bell time. I mean, right there, I will be there. So.
Wow, I love that, boy. And quick plug, of course, we'll do another taping before next week, but next Wednesday, I had my dates wrong. It won't be this Wednesday, but next Wednesday at my church, Friendship Baptist Church in Concord. We do it every year, Bullet. Big Halloween. It's all free, folks. Little trunk or treat where everybody's going to dress up their cars, and all the candy and stuff will be in the trunk. Of course, maybe around 7ish or so, we'll do some matches, a hot dog. It's just going to be a great time, folks. So if you families, who knows? You can't. A lot of people don't let their kids go trick or treating anymore. You can't blame them in some of these neighborhoods, but you're more than welcome to come there. They'll get all the candy. We're going to have a Halloween costume. You won't be able to tell the ghouls from the wrestlers, but we'll fit right in, Bullet.
Absolutely. So, and also, too, put another plug in for not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that, will be a stand-up comedy show called Fall Brawl.
Oh!
It is a
wrestling
themed stand-up comedy show headlined by Joe Pettis, who is a very big wrestling fan. Actually, he books comedy shows. His stand-up schedule, he books it around major WWE events and major wrestling events across the country. He's based out of Atlanta. He runs a very good show out of Atlanta. He will be the headliner Zane Riley will also be telling some jokes on
Oh,
there
buddy.
as well. And I will be doing, as of right now, I've heard 15 minutes, but who knows, it may get longer. I don't know if I will be funny for the entire time that I'm out there, but I will
You put the time in.
I will be putting the time in. Whether people laugh, that may be your problem, but it may be my big problem. So it is what I'm trying to solve right now.
And
so
is it where they try to tell you to go home, give you the offer? You say, I go home when I get ready. Very, very.
Oh no! When they tell me to go home, I'll probably be ready. Because I'm very new to this game, and I'm going to be venturing into some undiscovered country when it comes to minutes and time on a stage. That is for sure.
And I'm going to use that just here in a minute, Bullet. I want to, if you don't mind, we'll switch gears, go right into our Idiot of the Week, Bullet.
Absolutely.
We'll hit this quick, Bullet, of course, because I've been hearing a lot about this, especially these last couple of weeks, Bullet, and your input is welcome to this. You know, lately I've been hearing a lot, Bullet, and coming from my side of the fence is a lot of guys are saying that they feel disrespected in this business. Now, I'm going to have fun with this, Bullet, before I throw these gentlemen in this bag.
Okay.
That will be the Idiot of this week, because I'm going to have fun with this, Bullet, because first of all, let me back up. You're in professional wrestling, okay? Which is a work in itself, Bullet.
Yep.
So is there any? Who cares? Is basically what I'm saying, Bullet.
Yeah.
Okay, and I understand there's a certain, maybe a level left of respect, but what I'm talking about is these guys that really haven't done anything in our business, Bullet. Really, and I'm going to stand on my bread box right here and say this: that out of the few that have left, that have been around a while, Bullet, listen. There's nobody had to do or done what I have done. I'm not saying that braggingly. I'm saying that, Bullet.
Saying that as a victim.
That he's a victim. Oh, I love that, Bullet.
Yes.
High five, Bullet. So, and I sit back and I listen to this stuff of guys feeling disrespected, and it is the most comical thing that I think I have ever heard, Bullet, because, and it all starts, seriously, I believe it starts, Bullet, that, I'm not saying you shouldn't pay guys, but I really think the hunger of you wanting to get it, once you're paid, I think that hunger goes away, and I really do, Bullet. I swear.
Once you bring money into things, it's definitely...
It does. I hate it.
And then when you start thinking about, like, oh, I want to make more money, I want to be in this position, once you start making goals that are only achieved through monetary success.
That's right.
And some sort of level of success that you really can't even put a label on, but you just want to be, I don't know, over popular, whatever it is.
Right.
You know, when you start trying to make those goals as opposed to just doing something out of your heart, it tends to muddy and pollute the water. I am most certainly aware of that. That's probably a reason why I'm as dark and as bitter as I am. So I put those types of goals on there.
And
so I could end up in this idiot bag.
Well, you know what I'm saying is, I guess what I'm trying to say before I throw a lot of wrestlers in this idiot bag that I've heard this from this week is, I think you need to build up a little credibility even before you complain. Does that make sense?
Before you kind of open your mouth, you got to figure out who you are.
Yeah, that's
you
exactly
take a
right.
hard look at yourself in the mirror sometimes.
That's exactly my point here today, folks, is because, and I think back of stuff that there's times I didn't want to do. At that time, I didn't mind it because the money was so good, but I mean, we joke about it. I lost to the Mulkeys. I lose to the Ding Dong. Stuff that right now guys say, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did. I loved it. I'm very Taylorish, remembered more from Red Rooster than he is remembered from anything in Bill Watts' days.
Yeah.
So, and I did the thing. I've emptied Gene Anderson's trash can many, many times in his office just to show my face. Bullet, does that make sense? And keep my face and keep my name on that booking sheet. A lot of goofy stuff like that. So to hear guys now that say they feel disrespected for some of them for having to set chairs up, or some of them for even feeling like just a part of the ring crew, is the most ridiculous thing, Bullet. And I'll bring in your comedian journey right now, Bullet. The hunger that you have now to be good and to proceed. Now, you can say, George, you're nuts. I would really like big money right now, but I know, no. And you see what illustration, similarities, Bullet.
No, I understand that because I lost that in pro wrestling. I definitely lost whatever it is I have right now in comedy. Like, that's long gone in wrestling. Like, I am soulless when it comes to that. And I say that very sadly. Like, is what I felt when I first got in this is gone. And I feel very bad that it's gone.
So I guess what we're saying is I throw these wrestlers, and you know who they are because I've spoke with a couple of them this week, as I throw them into the idiot bag, does I mean, we're talking about pro wrestling here, Bullet. I mean, seriously. And I'm not saying it's not a respectable thing. Yes, it is. But I've heard all that. But what I'm saying is, if you're looking for respect here, you ain't getting it.
Yeah.
I mean, you ain't. It's just that simple.
Don't even look for it.
If you even get into the business for that, oh my goodness, you better get out.
Yeah.
Seriously, Bullet, because it is that old saying our grandpa said that respect is earned, but what's funny is I hear it from these guys that ain't really even done anything, Bullet, to even have any backup to complain, really. And we're all replaceable. I've let a lot of them know that. We all, Bullet, we're just like a dozen eggs. Just pick, seriously. So if you've got a little spot, and my hat's off to Scotty Matthews, who really in a wheelchair, Bullet. I mean, really, he was helping me set up chairs. I mean, come on, guys. So to hear somebody complain about stuff, saying they disrespect because they got a head. I mean, I ain't got time for that. So anyway, I spent too much time on this, Bullet. A lot of pro wrestlers will go in our idiot bag this week. If you're looking for respect, you better get out of it. You better get out.
I don't know what profession you need to go into, but this ain't the one.
Amen.
And also, don't lose your smile. Don't lose your
That's
smile.
exactly right, Bullet. I mean,
Throw that out. Just throw that out there.
And here's the thing I'm going to add.
I think another hairy-chested man said it before.
Bullet, that's a very good point, because here's the thing. If, pro wrestling does not very seldom pay your bills, all your bills. Seriously. So these young guys, what I encourage them, it's like they think they quit everything, their regular jobs. I've always encouraged to keep a regular job. When I first broke into business, I worked at a print shop. Tried to. But here's what I'm saying, Bull, and I think these guys that sit home all week, they don't work another job, they expect wrestling to come right in and take over. And instead of looking at wrestling, the extra or a little bit you make from wrestling is a blessing, instead of it's got to pay the bills. I mean, and it will if you believe in your ability.
And when you start thinking like that, you start making weird decisions. You start making decisions that are based on money, and then it pollutes the whole thing.
It sure does.
It doesn't become the thing that you loved and liked. And
that's exactly right.
That happens, and when you make that turn, there is no going back.
Amen. That's what I've tried to say. You said it in 4 words. I've tried to say it here for the last 15 minutes. That's exactly right. So you almost... I don't know, Bullet. Just enjoy it. Don't look at it. It's like it comes when you least expect it. You know what I'm saying, Bullet? The money, the fame. It's like the ones that search out for that sink. But it's the ones that just, okay, if it comes, it comes. We all want it. And everybody's all... They've told me for years, Bullet, you think we ain't got to make money. That's bull crap. I know we have to make money. But what I'm saying is, I just believe, and I'll shut up, I believe that it changes people. I do, Bull, even a little bit. To whereas it was a gift in the beginning, then when you start expecting it, it's like they expect more but do less. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I'll throw this point out here because this is a piece of advice that changed my entire life. Will Ferrell's father. Will Ferrell's father was a musician. He had a big opportunity to release a record, but some legal issues came up with the songs and the band and stuff like that. And his big record that was supposed to break him as a musician never came out. Ooh. The records are now sitting in a warehouse somewhere, vinyl record, just sitting there. And that was supposed to be his big break. Now, when Will Ferrell said he wanted to get into comedy, his dad said, "Look, this is the entertainment business. It's all based on luck." He goes, "If it was about ability, I believe that you could be the funniest person on the planet. You can make millions of dollars doing it. But this is all about luck. At the end of the day, it's all based on luck." So then Will Ferrell adds on to that piece of advice and said that he processed that and was like, "Oh, it's just all luck, so none of this really means anything." So I can just kind of, as long as I'm enjoying what I'm doing, it doesn't matter, because if I'm meant to do it, I'll just luck my way into whatever spot I get into.
Right.
I'll just luck my way into success. So I might as well just enjoy it, because really this is all just luck. It has nothing to do with ability and nothing to do with talent.
That's right.
And you take all those things out of it, and you just realize that this is all luck, and you don't really care what happens. You're like, well, the right person's going to see me on the right day, or he's not going to see me. Yeah,
that's exactly right. Good advice.
And then all of a sudden, that's why he just does all those things that...
People don't understand why he's doing that.
Because they don't care.
Yeah, exactly. I love that.
Why do the baseball thing? Because, why not?
Yeah,
that's exactly right. If this is going to be the thing that ruins my career, so what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly right.
It's something to ruin my career anyways,
that's exactly right.
If it's meant to go that way, it's going to be that way.
That's right. For you pro wrestling fans that only think on that level, it's very similar to when Brock Lesnar went and tried to play football. Everybody dogged him, but he did that for
him.
He knew he wasn't going to go to the Hall of Fame, Bullet. So maybe that wasn't the same thing. But
he wanted to see what he could do.
You know what I'm saying? But I love that, Bullet. It is all. Even this pro wrestling thing, it's just all for fun. There's so much luck involved. And if you can pay a few bills on the way, good for you.
Exactly.
But what is more luck, believe me, what is more luck than anything in pro wrestling is trying to sell one of these.
The second greatest book of all time, which hopefully pays a few bills along the
Amen,
way.
sister.
And is available at highspots.com. If you want to know more about what me and George are doing on the weekend, especially this weekend since we're together, make sure you follow me on Instagram at ManScoutManning and on Twitter at ManScoutManning. This has been another edition of Dad, You Know Work.
Good show, boy.
You Wrestle.
Thank you. Good job, buddy. Good job, Bullet. Very good point, Bullet. And that's when it comes to you. Does that make sense, Bullet? Really?
All you worry about is just doing good stuff.
Yeah, if you just be Will Ferrell, good stuff comes.
Yeah.
Because you're still Will Ferrell if it don't come.
Yep.
Does that make sense, Bullet?